Peloton is laying off around 500 employees in a push to revamp the personal fitness company.
Now, this is Peloton's fourth round of layoffs this year. The company boomed in popularity during the early days of the pandemic. I know plenty of people who signed on, but it struggled to maintain its staying power. CEO Barry McCarthy says he's giving Peloton 6 months to turn itself around. We're going to speak with J.D. Durkin now. He's the host for TheStreet about all of this. He's there at the New York Stock Exchange because it's so bizarre for average folks who have seen Peloton's popularity explode, and then the inverse is happening. The company can't keep itself afloat. Why? Why did this happen? I know they made too many bikes in the first place and didn't really diversify, but from your point of view, why couldn't this company continue to be profitable?
Yeah, Errol, as much as I know that you know people who got Pelotons a couple years ago, I'm sure we also all know a lot of people who got rid of their Pelotons in the last year for different reasons. And it's kind of the tale of two different Pelotons right now, right? There's the one in 2020 that could not manufacture bikes and treadmills quickly enough for the demand. And there's the one today where they could barely give the things away. This has been a company that has been burning through cash at a staggering rate. It's a company with declining revenue. It's a company that has also faced a lot of headwinds in the form of bad press and a lot of bad PR. Some of that is deserved. We know the Tread and the Tread Plus models in May of 2021 were recalled after the death of a child was linked to those products and other injuries. And then there's some sillier controversies. You may remember the Sex and the City reboot, where a beloved character was revealed to have been killed on a Peloton bike. It's a fictional storyline, but it still caused real-world headaches, I would argue, for Peloton. The Peloton had to respond to a Sex and the City storyline reboot. At the end of the day, where we are at right now is the fact that this time 2 years ago, yeah, it made sense to get a stationary bike or a treadmill for the comfort of your own home. Gyms are back open. People want to go running outside. And those are just a few of the challenges the company has faced.
Well, JD, as we mentioned, the CEO says that he's giving the company 6 months to prove itself. I mean, that's not a lot of time. How challenging will it be for Peloton to turn itself around in that time frame?
Yeah, it's an immense challenge. And I should say, I think the company did try and do a little bit of cleanup on aisle 4. Those were comments made to the Wall Street Journal. McCarthy came in very clearly and to say, look, I came into this job for the comeback story. I didn't come here to sell it. That said, there's a lot of kind of, suitors out there that people have talked about that say may want to get interested here in buying Peloton. But I think this 6-month thing, now that it's been kind of put out there in the press, that's going to be the real pressure point for Peloton here. So it's going to be really interesting to see what sales look like as we approach the holiday season. If there's people out there who want to buy their loved ones a treadmill. But as soon as we hit Q2, Q3 of 2023, I think the pressure may really be on this company. Look, they've tried to make, obviously they've cut costs. They obviously had these layoffs this year where they've significantly downsized the amount of workers who work corporate for Peloton. And, there are other partnerships that they've announced. They're partnering with Hilton Hotels. You can now get a Peloton in a Dick's Sporting Goods brick and mortar location. You could never do that. You could also get a Peloton treadmill on Amazon. So there are things the company is trying to do to make the products a bit more accessible.
That's interesting. You mentioned companies interested in Peloton. Amazon's one of them. Nike, a potential suitor for the company. But that makes me wonder, what is this company's competitive value, right? Is it a hardware company that makes stationary bikes that folks can use? Or was it on the intellectual property side, right? They had their trainers that you could watch live and in real time that had real fan bases. I'm sure they have a lot of data about how often people exercise. So how likely is it they can find an appropriate suitor, not really understanding clearly what it is they do well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think any suitor, any person who comes in or company that comes in, that company is going to need Peloton a lot less than Peloton is going to need that potential buyer at some point. I know that's not what the company would admit right now, but if the writing is on the wall for the challenges for the next year, that's this there. You talked about the beloved nature fans have with the Peloton trainers. Well, imagine if Nike, it's just speculation here for the future. Imagine if Nike were to come in and suddenly look at their incredible roster of beloved athletes, Cristiano Ronaldo, the LeBron Jameses, the Kevin Durants, the Giannis Antetokounmpos of the world, and they are now part of the Peloton family. That's going to be very attractive, for a company like Peloton. Amazon, Apple's been in the mix. We hear reports from time to time of Sony. Also, don't discredit for whatever it's worth, the House of Mouse. Disney is in this acquisition-friendly zone, especially in terms of content. There are parts of the business where Peloton and McCarthy has said, this is our bread and butter. We're very proud of the outdoor runs and some of the content that we make. There's a lot of non-intuitive names who may be in the conversation you might not otherwise expect. But I do think Amazon will likely top that list.
Yeah, I never would
Very
have thought about
interesting.
some of those other possibilities. A lot of intriguing prospects out there. JD Durkin will continue to watch it. JD, thanks very much.
Thanks, JD.
Thank you.